Hello people, I welcome you to Cooking with Ed. Okay, so this time we're gonna make some fried shrimp sticks. Kinda like the one that you see in the anime, but not quite that ones because they use like big shrimps, and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use small shrimps and we're gonna blend them to make like some sort of dough that then we're gonna cook to make it look like the big shrimps. Okay, so first of all you're gonna need like half a pound of shrimps. Make sure that they are peeled and they also have like the vein out, because they say that it has some shed or something like that, and you don't want to eat that. So yeah, make sure that you have like them peeled and the vein. Other things that we're gonna use like a lot of garlic powder. We're gonna use ground pepper, and we're gonna use this seasoning that you can get like any seasoning that you want at Walmart. And here's like more garlic powder, but more concentrated. We're gonna use flour, all-purpose flour, and we're gonna use panko because this is gonna give like the crunchiness to the shrimp fingers, and half a white onion. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so first we're gonna make sure that our onion is chopped and we're gonna toss it into the blender. Okay, now it's all into the blender, and then we're gonna toss our shrimps into the blender. We're actually gonna get them with my hands because because we need more mobility. Okay, so once we got all of them into the blender, we're gonna put some seasoning. Here I have some garlic seasoning. I'm gonna put like roughly a tablespoon of garlic powder. You can put like the seasonings to your taste. It doesn't have to be like 1 tablespoon, could be like a little less, a little more, that's up to you. We're gonna also put like a little bit of ground pepper, like a teaspoon, it could be fine for this. And we're gonna put a little bit of salt. And now we're gonna blend this. Okay, so sometimes it might get stuck because the shrimps and the onion are like really heavy for the blender, so we can like turn it on and start like pushing it with a spoon or something. You need to be extremely careful when you push it because you wouldn't want accidents. Also, you can like move the shrimps a little bit and then start like the blender again, so the rest of the shrimps get like all blended. You can also like push them all the way to the bottom, the ones that are not blended yet, so they can blend. You're gonna want to make sure to do all that until everything is completely blended. Okay, so once we got everything blended, we're gonna transfer this to a dish or something so we can make the shrimp fingers. Okay, so now that we got like our shrimp dough ready, we're gonna make some rolls. Okay, so first of all we're gonna do the coating that will let us like form the shrimp fingers. So we're gonna use all-purpose flour as a base. We can use like 1 cup, or depending on the amount we can use 2 cups. That's up to us. So hold on. you want to be generous with the flour since we're gonna make sure that those fingers are like super well coated, so don't be afraid of using more than you really should have to. Okay, you have to remember, guys, that the coating is gonna give like a lot of the taste to the fingers, so we're gonna put like a good amount, could be like a tablespoon of garlic seasoning, in this case garlic powder. I'm gonna put it there. Once again, this is up to everyone, but I would suggest like 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Okay, we're gonna use like a teaspoon of ground pepper. And we're gonna use our all-purpose seasoning. We can also use like 2 tablespoons because we wanna give like this coating a lot of taste. Okay, perfect. And then we're gonna mix all this. Also, you can add some salt if you want, but try not to use too many because already all our seasonings contain like salt. So, okay, in a separate dish, make sure to whisk an egg because we're gonna use it later for when we want to add the panko coating to our shrimp fingers. So keep that hand. Okay, so we're gonna grab our shrimp dough. Make sure to scoop it all out. And then you're gonna put it into the flour mix, and then you're gonna roll it. Until it looks like a finger kind of thingy. And then you make sure to do the same with all the other ones. Okay, while you're getting all the other ingredients ready, make sure to put your oil in a deep skillet to heat, so we can put the shrimp fingers inside. Also, a good technique to know when the oil is ready to fry is when it starts to steam. Also, you can also grab like a small piece of the shrimp and throw it there and see if it starts like frying, but when you see like steam in the oil, it's ready to fry. Also, in another dish, get your panko ready, your panko crumbs, and have the egg at hand. So what we're basically gonna do is that we're gonna soak our shrimp fingers into the egg, and then we're gonna put it in the panko, and then we're gonna drop them into the skillet so it stays all crisp. Remember that the panko is the one that is gonna give them the crispiness. Okay, so let's make one of example. We're gonna grab the finger. It's gonna be like a little bit moist, be careful. And then we're gonna throw it into the egg. We're gonna roll it around. You make sure that, oh shit, that everything is wet. And then we're gonna throw it into the panko. And then we're gonna roll it out, making sure that everything is well covered. And then gently we're gonna throw it into the frying pan. Just make sure to put 1 or 2 at the same time so you don't overfill the skillet. Okay, now we're gonna wait for them to fry. Also make sure that the flame or your setting of the fire is not that high because you can burn the thing, so make sure to fry them at a low setting. And keep stirring them and moving them for around 5 to 10 minutes until they're ready. Remember that the shrimp must be like pink on the inside to know that the shrimp is well cooked. I put that one before the other one, so it's already starting to get like super cooked. So make sure to turn them around so they like cook evenly and none of the side burns. If you're running out of panko, make sure to replenish it. Okay, when they're done, you can grab one and put it in a dish with some napkins on top, so well, some napkins below so they can grab all the excess oil and you don't get your arteries blocked. And then just fry the rest of them. It's always suggested that you cut one on the inside and make sure that it's like all cooked and it's not like gooey or anything. So it must be like firm on the inside, like spongy. Okay, so meanwhile, while the last cook, we're gonna make like some sort of sauce for dipping them in. So we're gonna make a base mayo and then we're gonna add some cheese to it. Okay, now we're gonna jump on how to make mayo tutorial. So we got salt, we got mustard, some limes to squeeze, and well, we're gonna do that later. Okay, so we can first get our egg inside of the blender, and then we're gonna add like a pinch of salt to it. Then we're gonna start the blender and start pouring vegetable oil while the egg blends, so we start making the mayo. So okay, so when you see that it's thick enough, it's when the mayo is ready. At this point, you can put a lime juice to it. Don't put it before because you might like cut the effect of the oil and it may become liquid. So now you can add like a small lime juice to it. Okay, up to this point we got the mayo ready. Now to make it a cheese sauce, we're gonna add, in this case I have, oh sorry, some cream cheese, and we got some actual cheese. You can put it both in the blender with the mayonnaise and it's gonna become, in this case, cheese sauce. Okay, so once you got like all of the cheeses in there, if it's like hard cheese, better crumble so it's easier to blend. Also, I added a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of ground pepper to give it more taste, and then we blend again. Now wait for your your shrimp fingers to cool down and enjoy.